redefining broadcasting. And this is the stadium on Thursday, a very great day in history, pending for some results that might take place this evening. Some fans might cry, some might laugh, as some are celebrating today the events of yesterday. Where were you yesterday when history was made once again? Of course, the sexiest and the best aspect of football has come back. This is a peak of it. The UEFA Champions League and the Europa League. Two English teams. One in the finals of the Champions League. One Spanish team is there. One Spanish team is left in the semi-final, of course, of the Europa League, and one English team is there. Will the trophies stay in Spain, or will they come to England? What are your thoughts? Hello, good evening, and welcome to the program. Of course, I don't do this alone. One man who predicted this game over and over and over and over, attempted to go over there to Rome yesterday to watch it. His visa was denied because he didn't officially qualify. But you good evening and welcome to the program.
Mr. Ted, always a pleasure.
How was the evening yesterday, and how is this what you expected?
Of course, it was. It was a no-brainer. It was a no-brainer. Like you said, we've been singing this song over and over again. Liverpool deserved to be there. They were the better team in the first leg, and unfortunately for Roma,
Yes.
although, like I said, I like supporting the underdogs, but
Yes.
the better team walked away with the victory.
And they did their best. That was an amazing game. A huge haul of goals from both sides.
Yes.
Attacking football. And one thing stood out yesterday. The violence that was anticipated did not take place.
It was. I think it was. That kudos have to go to the Roma authorities, to the the Roma authorities,
Yes.
of course, the club, the police force,
Exactly.
all those elements came together.
Indeed.
They made sure that the violence that happened in Liverpool was not going to be repeated. We also saw signs of solidarity when the team,
Exactly.
a few days before the match, were training, wearing
shirts
shirts
dedicated to the Liverpool fan,
exactly.
Forza, who is still battling with his life.
Exactly.
And when the players did that, it became Liverpool just went soft. The fans that traveled to Italy ahead of the game and were drinking at pubs surrounding the stadium actually went soft when they discovered this. The police gave this warning that nobody should travel by leg. Liverpool also warned their fans nobody should walk by leg from the hotel to the stadium, the venue. But they still did because they were given the assurance that safety will be guaranteed for
Exactly,
the visiting team.
exactly.
And it did happen. And that is what football brings to the world, peace. So it's not for us fans here because you bought 2 tickets. You get one go, one first half goals, another one first penalty, corner kick, and then it doesn't enter. And then somebody else is excited because again went the other way, and then you get into some kind of violence, insults, and all that. No,
It's terrible.
football
It's a terrible thing.
supposed to unite us. Nobody say you lose money for betting. We will not encourage you anyway. And you come the holler for person head, like say that. Anyway, a lot is happening in the world of sports tonight. Arsenal will actually have a huge mountain to climb against Atletico Madrid at the Wanda Metropolitana, a very big new stadium. And Diego Simeone, the coach of Atletico, has come out to tell his fans what to do and what they need to put in place for Arsenal to come back home without maybe even scoring, because they did score an away goal. The game is tied up, one goal at peace, and we do hope that we're going to see a very classic game of football this evening. What are your thoughts? Who takes the day, Arsenal or Atletico de Madrid? Liverpool, Real Madrid, the Madrid teams showing what they are made of when it comes to continental football. Do you think Liverpool will do what they did to Roma? Or this is the end of the journey? You can join us on the conversation as we talk about other trending sports stories around the world. But let me give you the numbers. We'll pick your calls as we discuss other stories so that you're not left out of the conversation today. So call 081 89 991011. That's 081 89 991011. You'll be live onto the 1.1 million capacity stadium, the biggest in the world. We'll take your calls and we'll chat and interact with you as we discuss other stories. There's a first caller on the line. Let's find out who is here. Hello, good evening.
Hello?
Good evening.
Yeah, nice evening today.
Please turn down the volume of your radio. It's making some new noise.
Okay, my my name is Jefta from Abuja.
Okay, so what is your thought? Liverpool or Real Madrid? Arsenal or Atletico Madrid?
As for Liverpool, that's the end of the journey for them.
For Liverpool, you're sure?
Yeah, yeah.
What about
Real Madrid?
what about Arsenal this night? What will happen?
Arsenal, they will try, but Atletico Madrid will defeat them.
It's like your heart is really in Spain.
A true Spaniard.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for calling.
Yeah, have a good night.
Good night to you. All right, Buchi, in the world of tennis, Serena Williams has decided to pull out of the Madrid Open, citing some reasons that we don't quite understand. The same thing with, I think, Azarenka.
Yes.
She's back pain. And she's now ranked 449th in the world.
Yes.
Her only chance of getting into Wimbledon is if she continues in these competitions that are building up to that. And it's just around the corner, a couple of days around.
Yes.
And then her ranking will improve. What do you think are her reasons? Or she really wants to take time? Did that childbirth really give him some reason?
No, I think it's one of those first mother syndromes that's going on. You know, your first child,
comes with a lot of weight,
a lot of response. You know, a lot of changes to your body. Also, the way you respond to your child. Also, having that child, you feel like you're abandoning that child. You want to be there constantly, especially for somebody as loving, as giving as Serena Williams.
Yeah.
So it must be something very difficult for her to do. And also
and maybe also try to also preserve herself a little bit by not giving too much. With her eyes focused on the big grass slams that are coming.
I think her eye is actually towards Wimbledon. Wimbledon is it's one of the top Grand Slams. It's sort of like
We should have another caller on the line. Let's find out who is here. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Yes, this is Human Rights Radio. Welcome to the program, The Stadium. What is your name and where are you calling us from?
I'm calling from Abuja. That's precisely.
Okay, so what are your thoughts? Arsenal or Atletico Madrid?
Benny.
Bernie, okay. So what are your thoughts on this night's game between Atletico Madrid and Arsenal?
I go for Atletico Madrid.
Atletico Madrid. What about Liverpool and Real Madrid? Who will win?
I'm not sure about Liverpool this night, but I pray they win.
All right. Thank you so much for your contribution to the program.
Yeah.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye. This is still Human Rights Radio. Of course, a lot of people giving it to the Spanish teams. There's a lot of confidence. This evening when we watch Arsenal and Atletico Madrid, we have an idea of what is going to happen. Probably in the first few minutes of that game, somebody would take the lead and probably that person could just run away with the victory for the day. Somebody is on the line. Hello, good evening.
Hello?
Yes, this is Human Rights Radio. This is the Stadium Sports Program. What is your name and where are you calling us from?
Good evening, Teddy.
Yes, the one and only.
The one and only himself.
Yes.
I knew that you would call because Arsenal is playing tonight.
The club that has not won any away match in 2018 in EPL, against club that just considered 9 goals in 26 matches in La Liga and all competition.
Look at history. Facts.
Right there that left Chelsea, is expected to be in the starting lineup for the club that we play from, that belong to Spain,
Yes.
which is Atletico Madrid.
Yes.
Against a player that doesn't know how to play away match at all. Manager that will try to surpass his experience against Galatasaray in 2009 when he qualified for final.
Yes.
Against the team that has been firing in all cylinders in Spain.
Yes.
Tonight, they lost the game in the first match right here at Emirates.
Yes.
And it's going to be a Mount Kilimanjaro for them to climb where they go to stay tonight. It's going to be a difficult encounter between the two. But at the end of the day, they might pay for they might pay for Wenger at the end of the day for just a passing shot for him.
Yes.
But it's going to be a difficult game for them. And it can go either way.
Yeah.
Being a true fan of club that plays sexy football,
Yes.
I'm expecting them to play very well tonight. But it's going to be a difficult game for them right here in Spain.
All right.
Okay, Diwa, let me have your thoughts on the finals of the Champions League. As you saw what Liverpool did yesterday, what do you think? As an analyst as you are, what are your thoughts?
It's is going to, you remember Real Madrid,
Yes.
out of the 5 Champions League now, they've qualified for 4 finals.
Yes.
They've won 3 out of the 4. And right now they want to make it 3 in a
3,
row.
exactly.
So, against Liverpool that won it in 2005, and also they tried in 2007. But it's going to be a difficult encounter for them.
Yes.
Real Madrid, they have the experience, their
do.
eyes on the trophy,
Yes.
they are ready to win it to set a new record.
Yes.
Against young and vibrant Liverpool, that they want to show the world that they have what it takes.
Yes.
You remember in January when Jurgen Klopp went ahead to buy the most expensive defender
Yes.
by that at the rate of 75 million naira.
Yes.
He knew what he was doing, and he
Naira.
wanted to prove to people that they are there to show themselves to the European footballers.
He has even exceeded the target they gave him.
But it's going to be difficult for them.
Yes.
But at the end of the day, in game of football, surprise can happen. I will not be surprised if at the end of the day, Liverpool
still
defeat
nip
Real
it.
Madrid. But it's going to be Mount Everest for them to climb.
Yes, it will. Yes, it will.
Thank you, D1, for your thorough analysis. Tomorrow during the program, you need to update us on the state of Eyimba preparing to go over the weekend, and then the preparation for, as the league is about to take break, what is on ground? Has the transfer window opened? Is there anything special from the MPFL that we need to do? We leave that strictly for you to update the listeners on it tomorrow.
It's all right. No problem.
All right.
You are doing a great job, guys.
Thank you
All
so
right,
much, D1.
Mr. D1. Thank you.
Right. Have a nice night and stay safe. This is Human Rights Radio, 101.1 FM, redefining broadcasting. This is the stadium. My name is Ted. I'm here with Buchi. Of course, we are talking about the trending topics in sports, especially the game of football, as Arsenal visit Atletico at Wanda Metropolitana, a big stadium. It's a huge mountain, like D1 said, for them to climb. But what are your thoughts as a listener? Or if you're watching us online, live on YouTube, on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter, on Twitch, and on Periscope, you can also be a part of that. You can leave your comments on our Facebook page, and we'll do justice to them. The number to call, if you wish to call, is 081 8999 1011. Buchi Kanye West is in trouble.
He's done it again.
He has done it again. Kanye West appeared on the TMZ show on the TV and spoke about slavery, something that is still hurting the blacks. And he says it's a mindset, it was a choice for the blacks to have stayed as slaves. And he's one. I wonder where he's coming from. He has been attacked immediately by Denzel Washington, the popular actor. I think Mike Tyson said something about it too. And now it's Mario Balotelli who is asking him, what is in your head? What are you thinking? Is this one too long? Has he gone too far with this? He's always controversial, but this one seems big.
I think, to be honest, I think right now, we're just, this is a fan service in the sense that we're adding fuel on top. We're adding fuel to a fire that is already there. Kanye West, anybody who knows Kanye West knows that the man thrives on controversy. This is what he does. He's sort of like Donald Trump in that he likes to stir up controversy to kind of keep himself relevant in that public sphere. Now, saying something as ignorant and also as ignorant as this, where blacks have for 400 years have remained slaves, and it's because of their own state they decided to be slaves. It's their choice. I think it's a very ignorant statement to make, and you can't get angry at somebody making an ignorant statement. It just means that that person
has no idea of history.
Has no idea. Or, in fact, even if he does have the idea or knows what history is, for making that kind of statement, it's obvious you're trying to provoke some kind of response. Now, it's now dependent on us. Yes. Do we tolerate or entertain this kind of thing, or do we just keep him to the side and totally ignore him because he is looking for attention?
People are not living by the side. There's already been it's been busting on Twitter a lot of famous celebrities.
It's deplorable to say something like that. It is deplorable to say something like that. And I think I'm in one sense I'm happy that the world is responding appropriately. Right. Everybody's coming out to condemn him for his actions. Yes. But me personally, I think the best
should be ignored
to a fool is silence. We should just keep him one side. Let him and his ignorance be rolling one side while we, the rest of the world, move forward with our lives.
I to understand why it's painful for Mario Balotelli. He has been a victim of racism.
Exactly.
He's a Ghanaian adopted by Italian parents and grew up there. He stopped playing in Italy, left the league because he felt racism was involved in how he was
course,
being treated, even at the
exactly.
national team. Even though of recent he has decided that he might go back to Serie A to play again, but it's quite a painful thing to him, and as a footballer, famous one, controversial one in his own way. But of
Yes.
course, this time he's coming out to speak for all blacks. And the World Cup is around the corner. These triggers are not necessary. It's just around the corner. But well, we'll watch and see how it goes, and if Kanye West will come out to retract his statement.
I think
or
it's
to
just
delete his
unfortunate
post.
even for a black man to actually make that kind of statement. It's just, but like I said, this is Kanye West. The man loves his controversy. He does. This is not the first time, and it will not be the last. We're going to hear these kind
And
of
he,
statements.
and he is as black as anyone else.
He makes
So-
these kind of controversial statements to provoke a response. We responding to it is just adding fuel to his fire. We're acknowledging it.
All right, in other news, it concerns football. That's why we're talking about it. Rio Ferdinand. We should talk about it because I wonder why he's going. He has his license that we have been expecting for long in
Yes.
boxing. What's the update about it?
As reported, Rio Ferdinand, of course, the legendary Manchester United and England
Former
defender
captain, yes.
who retired from active football a few years ago, has decided that he wanted to go into professional
boxing.
boxing. He's been training, he's been practicing, and trying to obtain his license. And unfortunately, as of like you said, it's been reported that the BBBC, that's the British Board of Boxing
Control.
Control, have denied him that license, and unfortunately, he doesn't have a professional license as of yet.
But what are his options? Because I remember Fury the other time says
Yes.
if the BBBC don't reinstall his license,
He would
he'll
move.
cross over to Ireland.
It's the thing is the BBBC right now didn't grant him the license. Doesn't mean that one, they won't grant it. They can't, maybe other further review, maybe through appeal or later on grant it, or two, him moving over to maybe let's say Ireland.
I
Is
guess
just next door. Scotland is just next door.
he wants to box in a country where he played football, where he's famous. I look at it the other way around. If the board had granted him this license, it's like Usain Bolt stepping
It's
into
a-
football. It becomes a big marketing
This is
provision for
this is the era of PR. Good press, bad press equals good press, and having a name or somebody as recognizable as Rio Ferdinand
Yes.
brings sort of a sort of notoriety or brings more publicity towards boxing. He
yes.
may not be the best boxer, but having a big name like that is sort of like when Mickey Rourke, the Hollywood actor,
Exactly.
quit acting and went into boxing. It
Yeah.
kind of popularized it and gave it that forum. Now, them granting him this license is a good PR stunt,
Yes.
but maybe he hasn't. Maybe they feel he hasn't met up to some certain
because they know him as a
requirements.
footballer.
Maybe
So they're looking at it
there's so
from
many
one
things.
direction.
But in the case of Rio Ferdinand, one of the options left to him is he can actually just go over to
Crossover,
Ireland or Scotland,
Scotland.
or even Wales,
Wales,
and
right
get
there,
himself his
yeah.
license and practice his
And he
boxing.
can still box within the
box
UK.
in England,
Yeah.
in the UK, exactly.
All right. This is Human Rights Radio 101.1 FM, redefining broadcasting. We'll take a very short break for call to prayer for our Islamic brothers and sisters. We'll come back and we'll continue. There's a lot more to talk about, and we'll open the phone lines for you to make your contribution on today's program. Do stay with us. is The Stadium, the program that gives you everything authoritative in sports. My name is Ted. I'm here with Buchi. Of course, before we took that short break, we had called the numbers out for you to be a part of it, and those are thinking that the Spanish teams, both Real Madrid and Atletico de Madrid, will actually hold these trophies back in Spain. Real Madrid have it, don't forget. Arsenal wants to get the Europa League, and they want it at all cost. They want to go today to Spain to see what they can get from that game. But Atletico, as we know, are a very stubborn team when it comes to play at home against English oppositions. They do have players who have played in England before and do understand the English league in the person of Fernando Torres and of course Diego Costa. Diego Simeone, the coach, has come out to tell the fans that he wants the highest volume of noise inside the Wanda Metropolitana Stadium so that alone can be an intimidation to the visiting Arsenal of England so that they can actually go away with the victory today. Don't forget that a fortnight ago they played and they scored a vital away goal in England. Who takes the day? This evening is a question we're asking you. The number to call is 081 89 99 1011. But what's the look of the lineup that you think, like 3 or 4 key players that Diego Simeone will use to execute this game today?
We're looking at the usual suspects. We have Costa, definitely. Costa the Beast, as some people like to call him. But Diego Costa, definitely. We're looking at Griezmann, the hitman Griezmann. And of course, Torres.
Torres is eager to play against Arsenal. Last game, he warmed up, and he's prepared. He said, as his parting gift to Atletico Madrid, that he intends to leave the club within a short time now. Defeating Arsenal and lifting this trophy for the club will be one of his biggest gifts, and he's willing to play.
Yes.
With that level of hunger, do you think he'll be too desperate? And Arsenal can capitalize on that and play a defense, a very tough defense that wouldn't give them space?
But the thing is, Arsenal right now cannot afford to play defensively. They need to come out. They need to, do those quick passes, get that vital away goal, and then lock up. So right now they can't afford to. But then they are coming to another man. It's hard to come to another man's house and be king. It's hard for any country to be conquered in your own land. It's very difficult. It's going to be guerrilla warfare on that pitch. And Diego Simeone has come out himself to say, you know what, the team is ready to go all out to win this match.
Arsenal fans already, as at yesterday, were in Spain partying and having fun around the premises, around the Wanda Metropolitana, trying to understand the place and all that. Of course, security is guaranteed. We don't have any issue of violence there, and we hope nothing comes bad out of the game. But of course, on the Arsenal part, they do have this dangerous player, Lacazette, who has picked form, very great form now.
Lacazette is something else. He's quick.
And Welbeck on a good day can actually cause trouble. Just as sometimes he's quite indecisive.
Sometimes he comes in and does it better. He's that kind of player that sometimes when the chips are down, when you least expect it,
he gives you something.
And this might be his night. This might be one of those nights where he might do something. But then this is another team where sometimes their performance is sometimes unpredictable. Sometimes you are expecting high hopes. You have high hopes, and they come back and dash those hopes. And sometimes you walk in, hissing and like, oh, Arsenal again, and then they come off with victories. It's going to be a tough match.
Unfortunately, Aubameyang is cup tied. He can't play. So
he can't until next season.
So is Arsenal missing Sanchez and Giroud in this kind of competition? Those are big game players.
Yes, especially someone like Giroud.
Yes.
Giroud,
this kind of games is when he comes into.
These are the kind of games that Giroud comes alive in. These are the kind of games he comes alive in. These are the kind of games he comes off straight from the bench and gives you a goal. He guarantees you, know what, put me in it, you're going to get a goal.
How much does this competition mean for Wenger as he has publicly announced his departure from Arsenal?
It means everything, especially for the fact that he's publicly announced, like you said, and 2, the fact that he didn't even want to leave.
Yeah.
He was like we said here, he was tactically
he was codedly
asked to step aside. But he says his retirement, and for him, I think if I was someone like Arsene Wenger right now, winning this competition, winning this match, winning this competition would be a big slap in the management's face. You know what? You guys wanted me to leave, but I still have what it takes. You know what? See, I did this. You know,
And
to
I'll-
make
I'll-
them
I'll give you
miss.
this as farewell.
Exactly, make them miss and hunger for him. But this is, like we said, this is anybody's game. But although right now, I have to go with our callers and our viewers and all pundits out
What
there. It
is in
seems
Spain
like
stays in Spain.
it's exactly.
Some people might not agree with you, but for D1 to come out straight and say what he said, a die-hard Arsenal fan, that means many Arsenal fans do believe that this is a difficult game.
It is.
Of course, on a sad note, a referee was attacked this week in Ethiopia, the Ethiopia Premier League, after he gave a controversial penalty to a military defense team and a university team. The players actually rushed him and beat him up. He used the corner flag, tried to defend himself, but they actually messed him up until some people ran in to help. The players of the other team ran in to separate them and all that. So the Ethiopian League has suspended all games completely. They are to meet today. They must have met by now to decide what goes on. And I think that decision is good so that every other team will know that if you carry out such misconduct on the field of play, in line with what FIFA has said,
Yes.
when we are protecting every match official, even if it's a fourth official or a match commissioner, either he's attacked in a hotel or on the field and the report is made public and they know they're going to sanction the players involved. The coach, of course, the coach has been fired because he inflamed it. Maybe that's what could have happened to Buffon too, but of course, that's his parting gift. So
Oh, exactly.
We'll let it be.
It's deplorable and
in the World Cup year where we are preaching against violence, these are coming
and
up.
then you have violence springing up on the pitch. I mean, this is the field of play. The field of play is this is a gentleman's game. This is where you keep aside all prejudice aside and just play the game for the love of it. I mean, I understand how passions can be inflamed, but at some point we have to say enough is enough. Enough is enough.
And I think that's a
Make
good
that
decision
stand.
that they took. The Ethiopian FA took. That's a very good decision, so that other clubs will learn from that. Of course, that's the size of the program this evening. It's been wonderful having you on the program, all of you who called, and those who attempted to call. The calls didn't go through. Of course, we are doing this again tomorrow and on Saturday. We're going to be here to talk about the outcome of tonight's game as we head out of the studio to go straight and sit down and watch it. Let's know how it go be for Gunners fans and how it go be for Atletico fans. But thanks very much for the evening.
It's great to
for
be here.
stopping by. Do have a wonderful evening. Go out there and watch the game. No violence. That's what we preach. Enjoy the game. Football is for peace. It's not for thugs. So don't be a thug. Be a gentleman. Be a gentle lady and enjoy the game. Until tomorrow when we come your way again, do have yourself a very wonderful night. We're out.